is April, the Artistic Gardener. Hey, wanted to invite you into my garden today. I wanted to share with you a special tomato. Yeah, I mean, it's actually a really, really awesome tomato. It is a dwarf variety from the Dwarf Tomato Project that's headed by Craig LaHoulier and several other folks. I mean, these guys are spot on. They're experts in the tomato arena. And actually, Craig LaHoulier, if you kind of Google him, you'll find out that he was instrumental in the beginning days of the Sea Savers Exchange group. So quite an interesting fellow. He's got an awesome book out there, Epic Tomatoes. But be sure to check out his Dwarf Tomato Project online. But this one here is called Dwarf Wild Fred. You know, and a lot of dwarf tomatoes, you know, they really disappoint. A lot of them will say, oh yeah, they'll top out at like about 3 feet and don't get any higher or wider, but then you grow it and then the thing gets like, you know, 10 feet high and 6 feet wide. It's like, what the? But, you know, it's really consistent. I mean, here we are on the very end of June. It's June 28th. And it's very hot today, kind of muggy. We're going to be getting some monsoon rain here real soon, a couple days. But anyway, I mean, this is it. This is the guy right here, and he's topping here about 3 feet. He's getting a little higher, but very slow growth, so very manageable. And I mean, it's not even 3 feet wide. I mean, it's probably, you know, a couple feet wide, but it's getting just a little bit taller. You can see there's quite a bit of new growth on these plants, but you know, and then you look at this one. I mean, this is a Juan Flame monster. Awesome. If you really want tomatoes, get these guys. They're more of a saladette size, but they're just producing all through our 115, 113 weather. But sorry, I've got a little bit of breeze kicking up here, so if it's doing a little bit of feedback on the phone here, I'm sorry. But then you look at these guys. I mean, these guys are getting 10 feet high and going even higher, so really tall. And then here's these guys. So, you know, I know a lot of you out there, you just don't have the space for that. But maybe you have a space like this. I mean, in a nice big pot or like a wine barrel or something. I mean, awesome plant. I'm really impressed with this, you know, and you know, if you just kind of take a look too, I mean, look at these tomatoes. I mean, they are nothing to shy about. You know, they're quite decent size, and you know, and there's just so many of them here. I did eat a few at the beginning, and then now they're just really kicking off, and they're still producing in this heat. And I apologize, this guy here got hit by the west sun here, so I got really sunburned. It's about ready to drop and make a gooey mess, so I'm gonna have to get that. But it's just peeking out just enough to get sunburned. But you can see behind it, I got, you know, several more coming in. Then you kind of come over here, and there's more tomatoes in there, and you know, I mean, this thing is loaded. And I've got 2 bushes in here. So, I mean, it's just doing awesome. And then, you know, like I said, I mean, just really decent. And then you can see it's setting more fruit. You know, when you see these little parts of the flowers kind of flatten out, then you know that you've got some fruit set. So you can see that, just a little tip. But, so if they're still kind of cupped like this, and I don't see any around here, but that means it didn't really get pollinated, especially if the flowers like dried up and coming out. But when you see this portion of the flower kind of flattening out, then you know you got a keeper. But you just come in here, I mean, just look at these. Look at this, and then look at that. I mean, that is one good sized tomato on this dwarf variety plant. So totally loaded. And another really positive is that a lot of my plants that, you know, because of our rain, you know, a lot of rain that we had in the springtime, and then the weird weather, hot, cold, you know, some of my plants are, you know, getting, you know, like that one. You can see it's definitely got some blight. I've been trying to keep up, but that one there is going to be probably coming out here soon. This one here, pretty disease resistant. I'm very pleased with that. It's got just a little bit of die-off since we've gotten into the heat, which is kind of normal for our tomatoes here. But, you know, I don't see any sign of disease on this. So, and also the flavor is absolutely incredible. It is so balanced and sweet, and you know, it's a more of like they consider like a black variety or a mahagony variety, so it gets a really dark color. So kind of reminiscent of like a Cherokee purple or black truffle, some of those that have that dark smoky flavor. These ones here, they're just incredibly sweet in comparison to, and I'm growing quite a few open pollinated and heirloom varieties here that are just, you know, knock your socks off taste wise. But this one here, oh, it's actually up in my top 5 this year with respect to flavor, and that's saying a lot. So if you guys have an opportunity to grow this, I highly recommend it. This is just doing awesome, perfect for a small garden or a patio where all you have is maybe a big pot that you can plant something. I would next year definitely look into this variety. It is super awesome, and I will be testing out more dwarf varieties as we go along, starting again next year. And I will definitely pass along the information to you. But how exciting! You know, I'm really happy, and I definitely encourage you to try out this tomato. So thank you, folks. I really always appreciate your company in my garden here. I love showing you guys things and things that I'm experimenting with and testing, and then sharing that back to you. So and I just know and hope that that benefits you in some very positive way in your garden. So thank you, folks. So happy gardening, and I will chat with you soon. Bye.